Pam, I would ask you the same question. Is particularly in an organization where it isn't just your race but also your gender puts you in the minority or even the super minority. How do you find a sponsor?
I think one mistake that we make, and I've seen it over and over again, as black females, we assume that our sponsor needs to be another black female. And that's not necessarily the case. In fact, I would say that should not be the case. And the way I think about a sponsor is, who do you need to be connected to help you get to that next level or get where you need to go, that you would not informally already be connected to anyway. So if it's a black female, just by nature of that, if you walk in a room and I walk in a room, we're gonna connect. Right? We are, right?
Yeah,
like you wouldn't ignore me if I walked in the room. I'm just checking.
And I wouldn't even ask about your brackets. I would let that go. I would let it go.
So my number one sponsor is a person that's been my sponsor / mentor for years. He ran an agency in Richmond, Virginia. I worked for him for the first 5 years of my career. We had a moment together, kind of like what Vita did, where he, unbeknownst to me, he turned down a piece of business because they didn't want me on the business. Wow. And I didn't know it. And then after he turned it down, he called me in and said, let me tell you what happened. They didn't want you on the business. And if they didn't want you, then they didn't want me. That was our moment. This guy was named Peter Coughter. He was president of Sedell Madison Coughter. He was tall, like 6'4", white, Irish. And I'm not. And I left that agency. And when I left that agency and went on to the next agency, that's when Peter became my sponsor. And he was my sponsor for the next 20, 25 years. That's how long we have stayed connected. By the way, since that point, where Peter hired me and trained me and became my sponsor, I've now hired him 3 or 4 times to train people and do presentation skills and to help me hire agencies and to help me do things. So it works both ways. Yeah. But you don't have to have a sponsor who looks like you and acts like you. You need someone that's going to help you and that you can help. It is not a one-way street. That's the other problem that's a problem we have, is we think it's all about us. It's not. What can you do for that person, and what can they do for you?